He sits silent. You gotta turn your phone
I know.
Good.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Have you ever been on the radio before? Have you ever done a show before?
It's been a while in here. It's a lot easier.
Here or at home?
But I'm watching you guys when I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
You're watching us?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean you're watching us?
I forgot that we don't watch the stream when we're in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So last week I thought you were throwing up. You had your head down for a while.
What?
I think you were just laughing.
Maybe
No.
was I reading? I know you're not familiar with the concept.
No, but you were like this, and I'm like...
So
everyone. Hey, look.
You were so worried about me, but you didn't drop anything in the text chain. Like, hey, what's going on with Jen?
Jen's got a busy schedule. When you can grab 2 minutes for a quick nap, you grab 2 minutes for a quick nap.
That's what it looked like. It looked like you were napping.
I was not napping. I wish I was napping. We got more on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and I do want to get to Gabe's issue with the Heisman Trophy voting right after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays still sticking around. We got an accident at Fond du Lac Avenue on southbound 43. Going to be slowing down from before Bender Road all the way down to the accident scene. Northbound's just going to be slow from Fond du Lac up to Keefe. On eastbound 94, we got some pockets of heavy traffic from 92nd Street through the Stadium interchange. And then on 894 southbound, heading down through the Hale interchange all the way to Forest Home is where you're going to see those delays. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Rain later on with a low of 43. Tomorrow morning, rain early, then mostly cloudy, breezy, a high of 49. But the temps will be falling throughout the afternoon. Weather is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, offering a perfect holiday gift. A memorable experience with the Bartolotta gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com, and happy holidays, Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Guten Tag! Matt and Katie here from Milwaukee Pretzel Company.
This holiday season, we would love for you to try one of our favorite holiday traditions, the pretzel wreath.
It's a 1-pound braided pretzel ring complete with a pretzel bow.
And each order is made fresh and can be sent anywhere in the country. A great way to share a piece of Milwaukee with the people you love.
We deliver locally, too, so order one for yourself.
Find all of our holiday gift packs at MilwaukeePretzel.com.
And may you have a blessed and delicious holiday season.
Wait, no dad joke?
It's a new clause in my contract.
Wow.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You don't really need your throat.
Yeah, you do.
I mean,
Nah, you could bypass it. Am I right?
I think I'd be better off with the fellas than I would be without my throat.
Yeah.
Early word out of NASCAR is your little obscene gesture is going to cost you 100 points. Do you know how much that cost us in sponsorship dollars?
Well, with all due respect, Mr. Dent, I had no idea you'd gotten experimental surgery to have your balls removed.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
At my age, yeah, my throat's probably more important. But I wasn't playing the game at 55. I was 20-something,
Correct.
and I still needed those things.
Yeah, you needed, yes. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And that wasn't meant to be dirty in any way, for the record.
What did you say? What was that?
Well, I said it with all due respect.
No, that doesn't mean you get to say whatever you want to say to me.
Sure as heck does.
No, it doesn't mean that.
It's in the Geneva Convention. Look it up.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he doing.
We are putting it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. What is the worst window for being a fan for your team to play in? Saturday afternoon, we're combining the noon and the 3. So don't sit here and give us I like a 3 better than a noon. Sunday, good grief. Sunday afternoon. Nobody plays on Saturday afternoon.
No, except for this week.
This is the week. This would be the one exception. It's like the person that called you out on the
with Jair, or no, with
cornerbacks.
With
Tremont and Sam Shields. And you were like, good job. You found the one example where it actually worked. Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night. As a fan, which is the worst window. And I think Joshy is onto something in that it's the waiting. It's the anxiety. And once your team plays, whether they win or they lose, that gets released. But it's we haven't played yet, and so played. Okay, this is what the standings are, and this is what A lot of people weighing in on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line. That number again, and always, 990-3776, 800-990-3776. Chef Ed weighing in saying, until the Packers won 3 in a row, I thought this game would be flexed. Out of the Monday night window.
It unfortunately could not have been flexed. Well, it could have been flexed for one game, because both the Jets and Giants were home this weekend.
And Eric is weighing in saying Josh is being very humble. Every other Tuesday in McGuanago is Josh DiMaggio Day.
Yeah.
I missed that conversation.
You guys have a parade?
You can find it on Wisconsin On Demand. but you have to wear a flannel and you have to rinse all of that
You
stuff.
sit on a float, do the wave?
Yeah. Everyone gets little beards.
You tape things, wrap them around. I love it. I love that. Little glasses. Very nice. So the Heisman Trophy was handed out this weekend. Jaden Daniels from LSU did win it, which was expected. I think a lot of people after watching him thought he is the most dynamic player in college football. But Gabe, you had an issue once somebody, and I had to ask you, I said, where are you seeing these numbers? But there was a breakdown of the votes, and you had an issue with what element of the votes from this past Saturday?
J.J. McCarthy got a first place vote. Like, how can you be, that's like Jimmy Garoppolo getting a first place vote. Like, J.J. McCarthy might be a good pro prospect. There was a game where he literally threw it 8 times and did not throw a pass after the second quarter.
But they won.
They won. That was one of their marquee games this year.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is supposed to go to college football's most outstanding player, I don't think you can have a game as a quarterback where you're not rushing for 300 yards in the triple option, where you throw the ball 8 times in a game and you're the most outstanding player in college football. That person, whoever you are out there, deserves to have your vote taken away because you didn't pay attention to college football this year.
Or maybe there's a homer. And that's what I think that they have to be careful of with this Heisman voting. I think they do the best they can to try to avoid the homerisms. They actually broke it down by region. People were commenting, how interesting, there is no Northeast region. There is Northeast. There's a Northwest region, which is where Michael Penix Jr. would have been. So Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, South, Southwest, and Midwest are the only ones that they show here as far as regions go. Now, of course, there certainly are voters out in Washington in that area. As Jaden Daniels won, Michael Penix Jr. was second, Bo Nix was third, and Marvin Harrison was fourth. I actually thought, and I said this to you guys going into it, I just didn't reveal it, I actually thought that Marvin Harrison wasn't even the best receiver, if I'm being honest. Yeah,
really?
I thought that Malik Neighbors from LSU was better. I actually thought that Roma Dunze was more dynamic than Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Harrison, to Gabe's point about J.J. McCarthy, will likely be the best pro prospect just because he's a big body out there. But as far as production on their teams go, those other guys were better.
Yeah, and part of that is, the quarterback you play with, because anytime Ohio State had success, it was getting the ball in Marvin's hands. And I don't think they had a quarterback who could do that on a regular, pretty consistent basis. Maybe part of the reason why he's ultimately transferring out of Ohio State. But yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't think he had a tremendous year. Mel Kiper Jr. has him rated as the number 1 prospect. Like, in terms of the overall grade, if you were just drafting straight by grades, like Marvin Harrison would be the number 1 pick this upcoming draft. Now it's going to ultimately be a quarterback, probably going to end up being Caleb Williams. But Marvin Harrison is going to be a top 5 pick.
You don't think Carolina? They don't need a quarterback.
They don't have a pick.
They don't have a pick.
So they're not going to take him.
No.
Who's going to have the number 1 pick?
Can somebody tell me when the Viagra wears off?
Well, I think we're at the point where it's over 4 hours.
Call your doctor.
I think we should be consulting a doctor.
You don't
The
think-
problem is he thinks he's a doctor.
You don't think there's a chance he goes number 1 overall?
Who? Marvin?
Yeah.
No.
Over Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is going to go.
I'm not totally in.
To who?
with him.
Chicago?
If the Bears get the number 1 pick and they convince themselves that Justin Fields is their guy going forward,
Yes,
they'll trade the pick.
For more. Because they got a lot of holes to fill.
For somebody who wants a quarterback.
Yeah, for somebody who wants a quarterback. Much like they did last year.
He did win the Bolitnikoff this weekend up against those other two guys. I believe those were the finalists for the Bolitnikoff. And to that point, there were two other guys, Gabe, that got one first place vote as well. Ollie Gordon II from Oklahoma State and Cody Schrader from Missouri each also got one first place vote. I think we can all assume that those came from the Oklahoma area and the Missouri area.
At least Ollie Gordon won running back of the year, so I can defend that.
Doak Walker.
When it comes to Schrader, he was the best player on his team as well. Like, my problem with J.J. McCarthy was he wasn't even the best player on his own damn team.
Is there a write-in on the ballot?
They're all write-in, buddy.
Yeah.
Why do they do that then? Why don't they just put 4 on there and then we don't have this problem?
Well, because you can vote for whoever you think is the best player, most dynamic player, most outstanding player in college football.
They need another committee.
And also, I think that we should clarify also, guys, you vote for 3.
Yes.
It's not one. You don't vote for one Heisman winner. You vote for 3, and then it's points. 3, 2, 1. So the 1s get 3, the 2s get 2, the 3s get 1.
Yeah, it's not like the NFL MVP where you just have to write down one name and submit that. Yeah, you put 3 names down.
I did not know that.
Did Bo Nix deserve the 3rd spot there?
Yeah.
Such a dink and dunker quarterback.
He can push the ball down the field.
He's better than Penix.
No.
He'll be a better pro.
That's not what this is, though.
I know, but I'm just saying he will be a better pro.
Like,
I
Penix literally out-dueled him twice.
I know, but I wouldn't take Penix.
Why? Because of the injury history? I'm giving you the answer. Say the answer is.
No, you know what the answer is?
He's lefty.
He's left-handed.
But he doesn't have that strong
This
an
is
arm.
why they have 7 million people voting for the Heisman.
Do you think
you're
he's
allowed
gonna
to
be a
have
good
takes
pro?
like that?
I would take a risk on him as I look at him very similar to the way that Jalen Hurts was drafted, where the Eagles were like, maybe we need one. We'll draft a quarterback in the 2nd round. I think if he lands in the right spot in the 2nd round, he could be something if he's got a little bit of time.
And what about Bo Nix?
I mean, Bo maybe sneaks into the back part of the 1st round.
Okay, yeah.
There's a little more athleticism there when it comes to the next level. So he can. Such an important part of being a quarterback in the NFL now is not necessarily being, like Lamar Jackson is, where or the way Justin Fields is, where you could potentially run for 1,000 yards. But you have to have the athleticism where you can escape the pocket and maybe pick up 9-10 yards in a 1st down if you need it, which so many of the quarterbacks have. Penix doesn't really have that. He's very much he's
like a really
a
poor man's Tua. And we don't even know what Tua is right now. Do we?
I think we know what Tua is.
Good?
Yeah, Tua's good.
Better than Jordan Love? Who would you take?
It's close.
I'm taking Jordan Love all day long.
Because he's right-handed. You're anti-lefty.
That's why I don't like you as a golfer.
As somebody who golfs left-handed, I'm offended.
Jay Daniels also won the Davey O'Brien this past weekend, guys. And when we were doing the awards on Friday night on ESPN, one of the stories that we unearthed was that he uses virtual reality. And he used it, and he claimed, and this was the crazy part, okay, guys? So they asked him, let me think of how it all went down. What's the bat that starts with M? Malusi, the Malusi bats, right?
Okay.
The Malusi family. So the Malusi family is the one that has this company that's working in VR, virtual reality, in sports. They have a tight connection with LSU. So they went to the football program and said, hey, we're working on this technology. We were wondering if you guys could kind of be our guinea pigs, try it out. And Daniels was all about it. He was like, absolutely. So he's using VR, virtual reality, to go through the offenses and face defenses and all that stuff. And they were able to basically start in the beta phase with him, and they were able to use his feedback to continue improving the technology. They asked him at the end of whatever, the testing period, how much would you say it helped and improved your play as a quarterback? They thought he was going to say 5%, right? They would have loved a 10%. He said 75 to 80%. Poof. And the way that it works, guys, is they would speed up the VR so that it was playing at like 1.5 speed, 2 times, 3 times as fast as you would see the action on the field, which improved his response time to the stimuli so that when he got out there on the field, guys, it was slow to him. That, and I'm sure that this is not brand new technology. I'm sure there are other guys who have tried this, but for whatever reason, as you were watching Jaden Daniels this season, don't tell me, Gabe, that it wasn't like he's playing at another level. It's like he's seeing things that other people aren't. He credits the virtual reality for being a huge reason why he was so successful to the tune of a Heisman Trophy. And Chew, all I could think about was when you were in the league, did you have anything even comparable to like computer simulated air flight? What did they call it in the article, Joshy?
Flight simulator.
Flight simulator.
Yeah. Andy Reid probably is the closest thing I had to virtual reality.
him being the coach.
Yeah, him
He's
coaching.
a man. He's got a mustache.
But NFL teams must have this technology, and the depressing thing is that quarterbacks in the NFL for the most part suck.
So that's a development thing, don't you think, Chew? Don't you think that the NFL...
It'd be a great tool to have.
I think it's development. I think that's why quarterback play in the NFL sucks.
I think that's why you're seeing... What did Josh Purdy finish first in? Even though he
Brock?
What did I
Josh?
Now, were we talking about Josh Allen? Or are we talking about Brock Purdy?
Great question.
Hold on. Is there a Josh... Did I call him Josh Purdy?
You did.
It's got to be a Josh Purdy somewhere. What's his name? Brock?
Brock.
Is that who
But
you're
you
talking
know
about?
the test he did at the combine where they're like his reaction time is off the charts?
Was it the S2 that we talked about?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the measure.
The S2 is having a tough time right now with the success that CJ Stroud is having in the league.
Oh, he was really, really bad. See, I thought that would be a measure that would kind of take over in evaluating quarterbacks. Because it is. You get guys' reaction times. Like, my reaction time was always fast, but that was because of my vision. And I told you how Andy Reid opened up my vision, which is incredible because you see so much more. I thought that would be huge. But virtual reality, I don't know how I would use it. Like for tight ends.
Well, wouldn't it be for you kind of coming to the line? Because you talked about how being able, especially with your vision, being able to come to the line, you can see a linebacker cheating without having to turn your head. But now you know that linebacker's cheating.
Yeah.
So now you have to convert your route. Okay, this was a man-to-man route. Well, now it looks like they're playing zone. So I can convert my route and do that.
Sure.
Would it be something like that?
Bring you up to speed a little quicker.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it would have much of a... If you're a wide receiver, I don't think this VR is necessarily going to help you. Maybe there's a way to use it to help, but not as much as
maybe identifying coverages and things like that. But I think, you're not going to take a kid. I mean, there are kids out there that run a 4.3 that do whatever, jump out of the gym. Their brain just can't process it for whatever reason. So where it's 75% for Jaden Daniels, some kids it might be like 10%,
Yeah.
Because I played with guys like, you don't see that right now? He's like, no, I had no idea. I didn't see it. So vision's huge. Or at least it was for me.
But I think that's where it becomes tough because, like you said, yes, this works for Jaden Daniels, but it doesn't necessarily work for every prospect.
Correct. Yes.
So...
Well, obviously not CJ Stroud.
That was
two different things, though, right? That was a test. That was like a cognitive test. I do like the idea. We always talk about how you want to get guys as many reps as possible. This does feel like a way to rep without the physical implications of actually going against a defense.
It's a different mental rep. Probably a better mental rep.
Right. So you're not getting the wear and tear on your body of a physical rep.
Yeah.
But you're getting the mental rep of seeing what the defense is showing, figuring out what the best play against that defense is and all of those types of things.
Couldn't pass catchers use it for choice routes and stuff like that, like reading what you're seeing and then making the right decisions?
I guess.
Packers struggled with that mightily.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did early. I don't know
But
how
also
you do
I feel
it other than putting yourself in a room.
Yeah, because part of that is also being able to run the route and be able to do it.
You can use the controller to.
Because a big term in my day was don't see ghosts. Every coach would say, just don't see ghosts out there. And maybe the virtual reality will show you the ghost. Or you don't react to it. No, that was a ghost. See?
No, that's Casper. I can tell.
Yeah.
But isn't the idea of seeing ghosts because you have been sacked before or you have been, right, there's been pressure on you in the pocket, and so then you get a little happy feet? I mean, in virtual reality, you're not getting hit. So I don't know. There's a disconnect happening here between those two concepts. All I will say is this: from a developmental standpoint, one of the biggest criticisms of the NFL right now, guys, is that they are not developing quarterbacks. That there is nobody like a Tom Clements. Like, again, thank you, Aaron Rodgers. Tom Clements, I think, has had a huge hand in developing Jordan Love. But a lot of these places don't have somebody who is taking a seed and growing it into a tree. And if you can use the virtual reality to supplement some of that development, it feels like maybe, and again, some of the development, guys, let's be honest, is about the CBA and not having practices and not being able to go 2-a-days and not being able to, all of the things that Chewy, you have crabbed about fairly. So maybe you're able to supplement it at the NFL level with virtual reality. I don't know. I'm just saying,
Is this cheating though when you think about it on the college level? It kind of feels like cheating.
How
because
so?
Because
take me down this.
Appalachia State or South Dakota State can't afford this technology.
Sure.
So therefore it's cheating.
Yeah, but they can't afford the same weight room LSU can. Is that cheating?
Well, yeah.
or nutrition plans or mental health experts. I mean, again, yes, they're huge haves versus have-nots in college football.
I mean, you think Purdue has this?
I think they will if they want to compete.
But this is also why it's important that money is allocated and you can't just rob Peter to pay Paul, right?
Yeah.
Because you would probably, and hear me out, if you only had a certain amount of a budget, you might not spend it on the VR if you can go out and get a player with that budget, right? That's why, like, the money salary. I almost said salary.
Yeah, basically
the money that you now are pushing towards players, the NILs, the collectives, and whatnot, can't be taking away from your facilities and what are those things called? It's not luxuries, amenities. Amenities.
I think we need to slow down AI unless it makes money.
Okay, burger flipper.
Yeah. What the?
I'm telling you, we need to slow it down. It's not a good thing.
My favorite is when the Gabe
when it comes
gives
to
you
sports, it's not a good
slow
thing.
blink.
It is not a good thing. I'm telling you.
Son of a.
It's taken the pureness out of the game.
Trying to tell you. Oh, but we're not willing. We're willing to take the pureness out of burger flipping. And be part of the robot revolution over there. But no, keep it out of our sports.
Until you divest in the burger flipper, I'm not listening to any of your.
We're on to steaks now, buddy.
You got a steak flipper too?
In the works.
That's so much money. Maybe you could get a VR. You could buy it for us and we could try it out.
It'd be cool if we just made this all screens.
Yeah, really cool.
What's the one where you go and you sit and you actually feel like you're on the
a roller coaster?
What are those things called?
Oh, you know what it would be like is the Sphere in Las Vegas.
No, what are those things called? Yeah, like the Sphere. That's not what it's called.
What are you talking about? Like a
IMAX.
flight?
IMAX.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Much like the Sphere.
You're distracted with one screen in front of you. I can't imagine if this wall of windows behind me was all screens.
I think I'm actually going to get it to work ever.
You're talking about how we need to slow down technology. Now you just want everything to be a screen? Pick a side.
It'd be cool. I mean, TVs haven't, well, they've evolved, but not to where they should be. That's all I'm saying.
What?
Where
Wait.
should they be?
Okay,
we don't really have time to dive into this, but I'm fascinated about what TV should be able to do for us that they can't already do.
You should be able to jump into them and then jump out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, teleportation.
I guess we need
Like,
AI
you
for
want
that.
to jump into the episode of Game of Thrones as it's happening?
Would that be cool?
I think he really just wants to hit a block for a tight end who misses one in an NFL game.
That's true. You do want to do that.
Yes, I kind of do.
X Golf is located at American Family Field. It is open year-round. So during the offseason, it is the place to go with the innovative and accurate golf simulators. They have a great menu and the full bar. Maybe this is the year that you decide, hey, I need to work on my swing. Guess what? They've got a great PGA Pro at X Golf at American Family Field where you can book lessons with Andy and work on your game. But what's also great about X Golf at American Family Field, because it overlooks left field, you can see into the stadium. It's a great place to have your next event. So host that next big event where you can be wandering around, hit some golf balls, have some competitions at X Golf at American Family Field. Book your sim today at xgolfamfamfield.com. Gift cards also. If you've been thinking about what to get that golfer in your family, gift cards are available. Perfect holiday gift. Find out more at xgolfamfamfield.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays continue along southbound 43, stretching from Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. The northbound side's heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up to about Keefe as well. Eastbound 94, 76th Street through the stadium, and then back on the brakes through the Marquette, all the way on to Lincoln Memorial Drive. Got some backups through that area as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for nearly 30 years. Get the perfect holiday gift this season, a Bartolotta's gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny with a high of 38. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. Weather is brought to you by Pickleball Kingdom Brookfield, the first professional level indoor facility in the Milwaukee area. Opening spring 2024 at the Ruby Isle Shopping Center. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Showtime Floors, installing beautiful floor shield. Transform your garage or basement floors into a showpiece. Mention ESPN for 10% off now through December 31st. ShowtimeFloors.com.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, we have so much going on. We're still the place to be on game days to catch the green and gold. Book a holiday party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Plus, we have great live music every Saturday night. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we pile it high!
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
Gabe Neitzel here. I know you've already heard me talking about how Mentality has helped me over the years, but there are others like me. Jason has been using Mentality for a while now and is loving the results.
I have gotten a handful of friends, probably a couple dozen, especially those that are closer to my age, maybe even a little bit older, because I just tell them, you got to check this out. Do not wait any longer. Just go and admit it. Yep, you're at an age where things are slowing down. I promise you're not going to regret it, and that's truly what I get. I'll get a phone call after, like, man, I feel like a kid at Chuck E. Cheese right now.
Learn more today at LowTUSA.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and you gotta love finding change in the junk drawer, or even better, a 20 in your laundry or pants pocket, right? But the best source of extra cash may be in the walls of your home. All right, wait. Now, put down the sledgehammer and tap into the value of your house by setting up a home equity line of credit and experience a state of tranquility, knowing funds are there when you need them. Get started at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Kessler's has the perfect Christmas gifts for under $115.
Number 1. The Time and Eternity Diamond Pendant empowers you to accomplish the impossible together.
Love has a magnificent, magical kind of energy.
Now imagine that energy. That magical energy of love.
Captured in a pendant for time and eternity.
It's a symbol that says the two of you will always be connected. Number 2. This Christmas is your chance to own a moon and back diamond pendant.
A perfect Valentine's heart cupped inside a crescent moon with the engraved message, I love you to the moon and back.
And Kessler's price of just $48 will send you to the moon with joy. Number 3.
The life we share is an important diamond pendant that speaks of all the wonderful things that exist because the two of you came together.
3 perfect Christmas gifts for under $115 from one perfect store.
Find the Kessler's Diamonds nearest you
And see our extended holiday hours
at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
363. What's that?
The number of yards they gave up on the ground against the
It's
Philadelphia
the
Eagles.
Bible verse, John 3:63. Look it up. Tell us what it
I
says.
thought it was Joe 363, and it was thou shalt not get past me on the line of scrimmage.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's a Packers game day as they take on the Giants this evening in East Rutherford, which we knew all along.
Right by Secaucus.
We knew where it was. We were just joking with you guys. But I want to pivot to baseball for a moment because you guys were real hot on this Shohei Ohtani thing. Was it the money that was
the team? How do they do it?
What do you mean?
I mean, they have Mookie. They
Yep.
got tons and tons and tons of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in L.A. They have a TV contract that pays them like $200 million every year.
And I never loved the Dodgers before, but I want them to lose every game. It's just not fair.
But that's not. That is the quintessential. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
But there's nothing they can do.
You're a Red Sox fan.
They
famously
when they win, I am.
He's also like, I would prefer if you didn't bring that up in this conversation.
Your Honor, I object. Why?
Like
devastating into my case.
It's just the Yankees and the Dodgers. I've had enough of them. Right? That's not even fair.
That's why they were the evil empire. That's why they're called the evil empire, because they've always had the money to do these types of things. There are actually people who are like, good for the Dodgers for not letting Shohei go to the Yankees. I saw that narrative out there this weekend. Like, at least it wasn't the Yankees.
But do you think it's good for baseball?
No, none of it is good for baseball. And we've talked about that. We talked about the haves versus the have-nots in college football. It is even more egregious in Major League Baseball. I mean, the fact that this guy on this deal has now more money than the owner of the Brewers team is crazy. Yeah. It's insane. And that the Brewers will never, ever, ever, Taylor Swift, be able to do something like this.
No.
How many hundreds of millions are they short of that deal?
All of them.
What was Yelich's deal?
250.
So $400 million shy.
I don't think they
four
could
and
even
change.
do
Find
that.
that in your couch.
4 and change. Yeah. From ever doing a deal like that.
And I love Shohei. I love Shohei. I would have loved if he went to the Blue Jays.
Which was...
No one else would have.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, it also, like, that the reporting around that ended up...
It wasn't true?
No, he was not going to Toronto. When people found out, when they thought he was going to Toronto, a bunch of people jumped on he's going to the Blue Jays betting. Obviously, they lost that money.
Sounds like something I would do.
Did you bet on the
I
Bucks
happen to be at
after you
Pato.
ate that nickel or coin?
No,
or
I didn't
gold pieces?
bet on the Bucks, and you guys acting like I ate that coin and somehow ate their chances of winning as well was outstanding. By the way, I love that I wasn't even here to defend myself. I did put
What
a
was there
little.
to defend?
I did put a little money on the national championship game. Well, I'm gonna keep that one to myself. I'm gonna keep it to myself. Although you could probably guess how that's gonna go.
Can you tell us if you won the Heisman vote?
I can't bet on the Heisman.
She has a vote.
I know. I want to know if she took Daniels number one.
I voted for Daniels.
Oh, okay.
Did you vote for Daniels number one?
I did not vote for Daniels number one.
Streak continues.
What is the streak? Gabe and I had this conversation the other day.
Heisman winners.
It's not. You're not picking it. It's not like I'm trying to get it right. I am contributing my vote. I think that winning should matter. So I didn't think that Daniels should get the number one vote because his team lost 3 games.
You should approach this next year when you vote like a bet.
I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to. No, I'm going to vote for who I watch and think was the most outstanding player.
Would you vote to get it right? I would.
I don't even know. I don't understand the question.
Thank you. Yes.
Because you feel better.
Because
It's like
Jen
when you vote for a president, are you voting to get it right?
Yeah.
No, you're voting for the candidate. You're hoping that your vote will be right, but you're not. Oh, what is the majority going to go with? I'll go with that. And if you are, please stop voting.
No, if my guy's not going to win, then I don't vote because I'm not voting for losers. That's how I roll.
I can't with you. Does my guy have a shot? Well, it's close. Is he going to win? Probably not. Then I'm not voting. No,
I mean, Jen, has it ever happened in an election where like, they lost by 1? Holy
No,
cow.
but how many people out there are like you who are trying to
A lot.
pick the winner instead of put? That's not what voting is. Oh my God.
Makes you feel good, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't there a part of you, if you align exactly with what everyone else does it kind of make you feel like, oh, I got it right?
Not if you felt strongly that your vote was. Like, I feel strongly that I didn't give Jaden Daniels my number one vote. I still voted for him for the Heisman, but I gave it to Penix. I thought Penix was better. And because he led his team to an undefeated season and they won the conference, I think that should matter. It's become a quarterback award anyway, right? Like, let's just not pretend that, I know Devontae Smith won 2 years ago. I pretend he didn't because I didn't vote for him that year.
Didn't even make the top 3 that year for Jen.
Have you ever gotten it in order? Like, with what
This is only my 3rd year voting.
Okay.
So we know how the Devontae Smith went.
We missed that
We know
one.
how this year went. I don't even remember how last year went. I could go back and look and tell
What
you.
are the chances it was Homer who voted for J.J. McCarthy? I bet there's a chance. Yes, there's a
0%
small
chance.
Wait,
0% chance.
What are the odds it was Desmond Howard?
Higher than Homer.
Higher than Homer?
Yeah. there's not a chance. If Homer voted for anyone from Michigan, it would have been.
But what if there was one vote for a Division II player? Would that be Homer?
No.
I just want you guys to know, I started this segment talking about Shohei Ohtani. Well, I started reminding people that there's a Packers game tonight. And then Shohei Ohtani. And here we are. Did Homer vote for J.J. McCarthy?
I think there's a chance.
I just wanted to know.
You tried to compare baseball to college football.
Well, but there was the haves versus the have-nots.
Yes.
And I wanted to know if it makes you sad as a Brewers fan that the Brewers will never, ever, ever be in that position to get a player like that.
Yeah, it's tough because let's say Jackson Chourio works out and he's fantastic.
Which is why they have to do the Jackson Chourio route, by the way.
Let's say he's tremendous. There's 0% chance that Jackson Chourio finishes his career as a Brewer, which is sad. Because like the pride and joy of the Brewers franchise is Robin Yount, because he played here for 20 years. 20 years of Milwaukee Brewers. Started off when he was 19, all the way through 3,000 hits, did all these things. Like, the chances of that happening, of having another Hall of Famer play the majority of their career with the Milwaukee Brewers, seems very slim.
Probably anywhere. Doesn't happen very often. Jeter.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often anywhere.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's a next to 0% chance of it happening in Milwaukee.
And look, you can pivot at any point in your fandom, I suppose, and follow whatever team you want for whatever reason. But it always feels like when you're born in a place and you're raised in a place, you have an affinity and an affiliation with the team of that place. And it's just unlucky, if you're a Brewers fan, that your team will never be in the market for these big time players. And it's just like in soccer when they say unlucky, like that's just what it is. It's just unlucky. Now, could Atanasio sell the team? Yes. To somebody with deeper pockets? Yes.
But even that person's not spending $700 million.
No.
Like maybe they spend the $400 million. You're still $300 million short. And I understand this deal like sprinted past every other baseball contract ever.
Well, because he's a unicorn.
But still, like, I mean, if Mike Trout were to become available, it's not like the Brewers are going to get involved in the Mike Trout sweepstakes. You know, because they just can't afford that deal. The only way they would ever be able to afford someone like Shohei Ohtani is if baseball gets a salary cap, which
never going to happen.
I can't imagine is going to happen.
Josh, you put it on the poll. Does it make you sad as a Brewers fan that they will never, ever, ever, I keep going back to the Taylor Swift line, be in the conversation with players like Shohei Ohtani? 800-990-3776. Let us know. Does it make you sad as a Brewers fan that they will never, ever, ever be in the conversation for a player like Shohei Ohtani? Guys, if you're looking for a place to celebrate, St. Kate the Arts Hotel is the spot. Join them all throughout the holiday season for special events to get you in the festive mood. From spectacular brunch events to a holiday marketplace to a one-of-a-kind dinner and a show experience, St. Kate has a celebration happening nearly every week through the holiday season. You can also make a night of it, and I highly recommend it. Extend your experience. Book an overnight stay at the hotel. I always tell my friends when they're visiting Milwaukee, you need a place to stay? St. Kate. They will make your time exceptional. There are special packages now available if you go to their website, stkatearts.com/holidays, stkatearts.com/holidays.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays continue along southbound 43, stretching from Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. The northbound side's heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up to about Keefe as well. Eastbound 94, 76th Street through the stadium, and then back on the brakes through the Marquette, all the way on to Lincoln Memorial Drive. Got some backups through that area as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for nearly 30 years. Get the perfect holiday gift this season, a Bartolotta's gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny with a high of 38. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. Weather is brought to you by Pickleball Kingdom Brookfield, the first professional level indoor facility in the Milwaukee area. Opening spring 2024 at the Ruby Isle Shopping Center. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Come to Fiserv Forum to see the resurgent Wisconsin Badgers on December 28th and 29th in the Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off. See how Coach Hastings has rebuilt the Badgers into a national power. Get your tickets now to see the Badgers battle the Air Force Falcons in primetime on day one. The excitement continues with perennial power and three-time national champion Minnesota Duluth playing the Northeastern Huskies in the other semifinal. Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day two. Get your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
There are many reasons to choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had his reasons.
I think the biggest thing, the important things for me are effective communication and timely response.
James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and the James team that works with you to provide the business technology to help you thrive.
Honestly, Candy had a lot to do with it.
Candy, your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
Candy built great rapport with our general manager right out of the gate. It helps that they're a local business. We're a local business as well.
James Imaging Systems, effective communication and local responsiveness.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service.
It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey.
Riding with you every mile since 1977.
The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you.
We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We're also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
You are listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, this world is geared towards women. Like, what do we
I am
get?
stepping away from this. Goodbye.
Like, what do we get? They get a comb that dries your hair. We get a stupid razor.
Hey,
I mean,
I
what's
mean-
the coolest thing we get? They get the hair dryer?
Control.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. As a Brewers fan, does it make you sad that the Brewers will never be in the conversation for someone like Shohei Ohtani? Yes, it stinks. No, it's fine. Go ahead and weigh in on that. As we were discussing it during the break, our buddy Ashton weighed in saying, sounds like the Brewers should get a new owner. And that was in our text, the private text line. And Gabe, you said, speaking of the owner, speaking of Mark Atanasio, he's making a little news in a different sport. What's the latest?
So the PGA Tour last night announced that they are advancing negotiations with the Strategic Sports Group. So people trying to get into the PGA Tour and invest into the tour. Among those names, maybe some that you might recognize, like Mark Lazary, John Henry, Tom Ricketts, Tom Warner, and Mark Atanasio.
What would the buy-in there be? And I'm sure it's not as cut and dry as like he's, going to his private bank account and then investing in the PGA Tour, right?
Yeah,
I want to be clear, PGA Tour.
yes.
But if you're a Brewers fan and you've had issues with how Mark Atanasio financially manages the team, are you loving this, Gabe? Are you loving the idea of Atanasio diversifying his portfolio?
Yeah, I mean, it's not great. When you take a look at, they were haggling over the price of their stud pitcher last year. you pretty much lost your manager because you didn't want to offer him a big-time contract a couple of years ago. And now you're taking some of that money maybe you could have spent into the Brewers and spending it elsewhere. But again, Atanasio is a guy that wants to make money typically on a year-to-year basis on the team. He's not okay. I mean, every once in a while he's okay with losing the money in the short term because he knows long-term he's going to make it back. But it's not a great look. It's not. It's when you're like, oh man, we can't afford it. We can't do these things. Oh, but you can afford to invest in all these other things.
Did he kind of skate through this thing with counsel? Unscathed. I wouldn't say unscathed, but
there
better
were
than
absolutely people calling for him to sell the team.
Not Herb Cole noise, though.
There was noise. I was expecting Atanasio to get more blame, but because Craig went to the Cubs, Craig got a lot of blame.
Okay. But no billionaire owner is going to come in. I mean, they like their money. They don't want to be whatever the bad one is, I know. It's the black, right? Or the red. Well, you know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. In the conversation, it doesn't matter.
I tried the analogy of when you got your papers back in school, Chew, what did they have on it?
Red's bad.
There it is.
I got a lot of them.
I know. That's why it feels like
that's why she thought it would work.
I thought it would work.
So is whoever owns the Los Angeles Dodgers going to lose a boatload of money in the Shohei Ohtani deal?
So they're deferring a lot of the money. So he's only going to pay 40 to 50 per year.
So no, he's not losing a lot of money.
I doubt it.
I mean, the Brewers can only make so much money.
Correct. Like the Dodgers TV deal is worth more than what the Brewers are.
And they don't even own that network. That's Time Warner. Mm-hmm. Because we've seen in baseball in recent years, the last decade or so, the way to ensure a windfall is to own your own television network. So like the Cubs created Marquee and they own Marquee. So all the money they get from all the advertising goes right to the Cubs. You're not splitting it with a carrier like the Bally's. And you were saying, Gabe, that the Bally thing is a whole nother layer.
Well, yeah, because they're in bankruptcy and they're defaulting, but they're holding on to some, and it's
Yankees have the Yes Network in New York. All the money goes right back to the Yankees.
Red Sox have Nesson.
Yeah. So you're not going to get an owner to come in here and say, yeah, I'm okay with losing $40 million a year. It ain't going to happen.
Correct. And again, every once in a while, Atanasio will push it up there and be like, okay, we'll lose a little bit of money this year to try to win, but he's not going to be doing that year after year after year.
Do we know how much he makes from the Brewers every year?
No idea.
Should be public, though. Shouldn't it be public?
Why would it be public?
No?
How much would
none
you
of
guess?
that is none of the sport. The only thing that's ever public is Packers because they are publicly owned.
Yes, that's where I was getting confused.
Every other sports team would never open up the books.
800-990-3776. We did put it on the poll. Does it make you sad as a Brewers fan that they will never be in a conversation for someone like Shohei Ohtani? Meanwhile, Gabe reminding us that yesterday this news dropped that Mark Atanasio is part of a group that is considering investing in the PGA Tour, which again, I know about diversifying portfolios, right? You don't have all of your money in one thing. But this does feel like, I don't know if Brewers fans should be happy about it, because there have been a lot of conversations and criticism about the way he spends money or an unwillingness to spend money on the baseball team. Let's go out to Jeff in downtown Milwaukee. Jeff, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Jen. You have a great point. Let's assume that Atanasio is diversified. That's his business. He is the fact that he's gone for is going to receive significant amount of public money cause us to feel that he should be allocating more towards the Brewers. Yes, council started to get ticked off during the Josh Hader trade and the lack of desire, perhaps ability to sign him, which screwed up the clubhouse. And then the dominoes just left. He was also unwilling to pay council what he was worth, and now we look at him more as a rival. Council was not responsible. Nobody should boo him. If you want to boo somebody, boo Atanasio. He's going to get more boos and less fans in the stands based on what he wants to do. He's free to do whatever he wants with his money, but we as the citizens have contributed a lot towards the success of the team.
True, fair or unfair?
That's fair. Totally fair. I mean, they're getting, what, $500 million?
Yeah, something
from
like
the
that.
taxpayers to renovate. I just don't think you're going to get an owner that's going to come in and say, yeah. I mean, I can see an owner just breaking even and
Yeah.
putting whatever the profits are back into the team. Like, if you were to guess, how much
But how do you
think
explain
he'd
a guy
make?
like Mark Cuban who goes out there and buys the Mavs, right? And there was talking about it was like a bargain at the time. Of course, it's not for anybody who has normal money, but a bargain for the millionaires and billionaires of the world. And then just sat on it and grew it and grew it and grew it and grew it. And then recently, within the last, I don't know, a couple of weeks, and sold it for...
I mean, he sold it, I think, for an evaluation of $3 billion. I don't think he sold all of his shares, but that was the evaluation.
A portion of it?
Yeah.
Like, is there somebody like that who could see it as a long-term investment, or because it's baseball and there is never going to be an opportunity for them to compete with the elite teams that they eventually have to compete with, right? It almost feels like there should be stages, or when we relegate teams in soccer and they play in one division and then there's other divisions and you can move up and down. It almost feels like Major League Baseball needs to recognize that the disparity between the haves and have-nots is so great, it's a galaxy, that it would be more fair for there to be division. What is it? It's not divisions. What's the thing I'm thinking of? It's tiers.
Yeah, I mean, they relegation.
Not the kind I'm crying right now because you guys aren't helping me with the word. What the hell do they call it when you have the high-level soccer and then you have the mid-level soccer?
I mean, it's relegation.
But what do they call those? Are they tiers? Is it?
No, they're just leagues. They're different
leagues. It's a
league was the word you were looking for?
You're terrible at charades. What?
You were looking for league? And that's our fault?
Wait, how do you act out league, Chew?
I don't know. You just say Major League Baseball?
Ocean?
I guess
Could it
leagues.
throw the ocean?
Is that what it is?
Right?
Oh yeah, you're telling me
10,000
that
leagues under the
if I had done waves, you guys would have been like, "Oh, she's getting to leagues." No, yes. Is that a thing? Mark Cuban bought that team for next to nothing, relatively speaking.
But that's why every rich person wants to own a team, because right now the evaluation of these just go up and up. And I mean, think about what the Bucks owners bought in at $550 million, and then Lazary just sold his share for, I mean, evaluation of
but they
nearly
lucked
$2.
into that. Because if Giannis was a flop, that franchise ain't worth that much money.
But it's still worth a lot more than the $550.
More than the $550, yes.
Like the sports evaluation properties just continue to go up and up.
What
and
was
up,
the issue with Herb Cole? Why did they want him out? Because he didn't want to put any money into a new stadium? What was the issue?
So he wouldn't want to go into that competitive balance tax. So he wouldn't want to spend the money. He was happy kind of getting into that 7-8 seed, get some of the revenue that you get from being in the playoffs, break even, make a little bit of money in the short term. Where in the long term, I'm guessing year over year, Mark Lazary probably lost money year over year. But made it back and then some in the sale when he decided to get out.
So that's what we want.
Mark Cuban bought the team for $285 million from, I did not know this, Ross Perot. Did you guys know that he bought the team from Ross Perot?
Ross Perot was the previous owner of the Mavericks?
Yeah, had no idea. $285 million. Let's go out to the phone lines really quickly. Phil in Cedarburg wants to talk about the Brewers. Go ahead, Phil.
So, it's great that we're giving Antanasio this nice public subsidy, and that's it's basically just a tax. It's just a subsidy to help him because I guess he can't make enough money just doing his normal income and expenses. So what baffles me is, number one, there was no public vote on this; it just got shoved through. And number two, if you're going to give this much money to an ownership group that's already basically billionaires, shouldn't we get some ownership in this team? I mean, 5 or 10%. So if they do sell someday and they do leave, that the taxpayers get something back off of this. I mean, it seems absurd to me. And the last point is, if we have to give a $20-25 million subsidy every year to the Brewers just to keep them around, maybe we shouldn't have a team in Milwaukee. Maybe that stadium should be used for something else, because it just seems like maybe we're not the right market for it.
Look, I mean, could Mark Attanasio probably afford it? Yes. But when there are other municipalities that are always willing to pony up, unfortunately, that's just the way these things work.
Are there, though? I was just thinking this, are they, or is that the straw man that they threaten? Like, are there legitimate places that all of a sudden would be like, you know what? We want the Brewers. Send them here. We can support them. Here's our plan. Here's our strategy. Or is it a straw man that people use all the time to put fear in the heart of fans so that they go, no, we don't want to lose the team. To who?
Well, Nashville's the next one. Yeah. I mean, the A's are literally moving to Vegas because the A's decided to call the municipality's bluff, and well, it turns out, or the city tried to call the A's bluff, and they went, all right, we'll go to Vegas. Yeah. And now they're going to be going to Vegas because guess what? Vegas gave them money to build a brand new stadium.
So it's not a boogeyman.
No.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Like in the NBA, Seattle's ready and willing.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Seattle had their team taken from them. Like, Seattle is ready and willing. Anytime an NBA team is not, that's the place they're going. Guaranteed. And that's why, like, this talk of expansion, I don't know if anybody wants to expand because you want to have those ready and willing markets to be able to give you money.
But it doesn't make any sense to me. Brewers fans support the team. You got teams like Tampa Bay out there, Chew, that you know really well, where they can't even, plenty of good seats still available. So wouldn't that be a team that would be on the move? Like, it's a very weird. The whole Brewers thing is very weird. It's a lot of stuff that's happening behind the Wizard of Oz's curtain that I don't love.
Yeah, I mean, but Tampa also just agreed to build a new stadium for the race. So even though they don't draw, there's advantages of having the team here. Like, ultimately, the state's going to make money out of the Brewers being here.
Let's have a stock sale in Green Bay and give the money to the Brewers.
I got plenty of money in the kitty charity. You have to give to local charities. We thought the Brewers would do that.
So tiny.
As a nonprofit, yes, the Packers have to give money away. So, yes.
Yeah. They're just giving it to the Brewers.
Just write it off.
I
It's just a write-off.
love this idea by you, Chewy. Like, what are we doing? Giving it to the soup kitchens and the needy families. Let's just kick it down the road to the baseball team. Have you guys tried Celsius energy drink yet? If you haven't, can I tell you all about it? It's the clean energy drink that you need and that I need to stay active and energized all day long. Celsius is literally what gets me through the college football season because I am light on sleep during college football. Almost done though, so that's a good thing. Celsius is the essential energy drink that I choose to stay on top of it all. You can find it at your local retailer. Stay active and energized all day long with Celsius Essential Energy Drinks.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly. I would recommend QC to anybody. QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
It's game day for the green and gold as they're out east getting ready to take on the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium for Monday Night Football. As for what has happened so far over the last 3 to 5 weeks, Jordan Love says guys have really stepped up.
AJ's been doing a really good job with the load of the carries. And then obviously in the tight end room, Tucker has done a really good job. Ben Sims stepped up. So guys just stepping up. It's that next man up mentality. Guys are taking advantage of their opportunity.
6-6 Packers are hoping to get above 500 for the first time this season since week 3 when they were 2-1.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
The big guy needs some help this holiday season, so of course he's going to the Corners of Brookfield, just like you. Find something for everyone at the Corners. The 30-plus retailers and restaurants are sure to check off every wish on your lists, and the Corners has 15-minute parking for a quick in and out. But if there's a gift only Santa can deliver, head to the Market Square for a special North Pole mailbox. Letters are accepted until December 22nd. This season, the perfect gift is right around the Corners. Visit thecornersofbrookfield.com for more.
Cousin Subs just got better. With our newest mobile app update, we've made it easier to purchase your favorite subs and sides with Apple or Google Pay, and the ability to make split payments. And that's not all. Can we get your digits? Sign up today for our new text messaging program to unlock exclusive coupons and offers at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
My father would always say, and there's a rhyme and a reason to it. He said, if you wear your rubbers in the house, you'll go blind. Do the two youngsters on the show here even know what rubbers are? I'm talking the ones that go over the shoes.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
You guys hear me talk about my friends over at Professional Construction Inc. all the time. It's because when we needed somebody to help us remodel our basement, finish our basement, the only people we even considered calling was Professional Construction Inc. And wow, was it worth it. They have finally finished our basement. It is the space that my family absolutely needed as we continue growing, and they will do exceptional work for you as well. Check them out at their website, professionalconstructioninc.com, professionalconstructioninc.com, and tell them that Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you. Chewy, give me a prediction for tonight's game. How do you see it going versus the Giants?
With all the freakiness in this week's NFL, I'm going to say they lose 17-10. Not because they're not good, but because they're young.
Hater.
I think turnovers. Okay, they're going to win 409 to nothing.
Thank you.
Ribbit.
You guys don't feel this at all? Nothing.
Did you hear him ribbit you?
I'm going back to Florida with my Viagra and what else? You guys are much nicer to me when I'm on a screen as opposed to live in person.
Oh, it's so good to have you back, buddy. When is the worst time to watch your team play in the NFL? 52% of people are saying Thursday night. I said Monday night. Everybody loves a Sunday afternoon game. Hopefully the Packers can win tonight on Monday Night Football. We'll be talking about it either way tomorrow on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We do have an accident eastbound on 94 at about 13th Street off on the left shoulder. Just watch for delays heading right past that scene. Southbound on 43 still heavy from just south of Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe, with the northbound side slow from North Avenue up to Keefe as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Land Rover Waukesha. Check out the new full-size 2023 Defender 130 with seating for up to 8 passengers. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com. And check in the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly sunny with a high of 38. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had some special criteria when choosing a document imaging resource.
I think as a business owner, you're looking for a partner that when you need them, you know they're there and they can effectively communicate any sort of issue.
You chose your document imaging technology from James Imaging